Chapter 4. The Hidden Room. The storm had passed, but the lighthouse still groaned as if remembering the wind. Rain dripped from the iron railing above, each drop echoing through the empty corridors. Emma held the lantern close, its trembling light painting long shadows on the damp walls. Henry followed behind, his boots squelching softly on the wet stone floor. Neither of them spoke. Words felt fragile in that silence, like glass that might shatter the moment it was used. They had followed the echo from the fog, the whisper that had called Emma's name. It had led them to a narrow passage beneath the spiral staircase, hidden behind a panel of warped wood. When Henry pried it open, the air that escaped smelled of salt, rust, and something older, something forgotten. "This wasn't in the keeper's blueprints," Henry muttered. His voice was a low tremor swallowed by the dark. Emma raised the lantern higher. The light reached a corridor that sloped downward, its walls slick with sea mist. Every step they took was answered by a faint drip, 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 as if the sea itself was breathing through the stones. At the end of the corridor was a door. It wasn't like the others in the lighthouse. This one was iron, carved with faint, swirling symbols that looked almost alive when the lantern light flickered. Emma ran her fingers over the markings. They were cold, colder than metal should ever be. "Do you hear that?" she whispered. Henry tilted his head. A soft hum drifted from behind the door. It rose and fell like the tide, but there were patterns in it, too precise to be random. Almost like words. "Maybe it's the generator," Henry said, though he didn't sound convinced. Emma shook her head. "The generator's upstairs." The hum deepened. Then, for a moment, it formed her name again. "Emma?" Her breath caught in her throat. She stepped back, clutching the lantern to her chest. The flame wavered wildly, casting the walls into a dance of light and shadow. Henry's hand was already on the latch. "Wait," Emma began, but it was too late. The iron door groaned open, releasing a sigh of air so cold it felt alive. Inside, the lantern's glow seemed to shrink, swallowed by the darkness that waited. The room beyond was circular, its walls lined with stone shelves covered in dust and salt. In the center stood a single wooden chair, facing a blank wall. And on that wall, faint, barely visible, was the outline of another door. "This can't be real," Henry murmured. Emma moved closer, her heart pounding. The air was heavy here, like the room hadn't been opened for 100 years. Yet the floor showed footprints, small, bare, leading from the hidden door to the chair. And back again. Henry crouched, touching one of the prints. "Still damp," he said. Emma felt the chill crawl up her spine. "Henry, there's someone else here." Then the lantern flickered. Once, twice. Then went out. Total darkness. Emma froze. The sound of her own breathing filled the space, fast and uneven. "Henry?" she whispered. No reply. Only that hum again, closer now, pulsing through the walls like a heartbeat. Something brushed past her shoulder. She flinched, spinning toward the touch. "Henry." Her voice cracked the air. Then a faint light appeared, not from her lantern, but from the cracks between the stones in the far wall. Thin blue lines glowed, spreading like veins of light. They formed a pattern, a circle within a circle, symbols spinning slowly like constellations. Henry's voice came from somewhere near the center of the room. "Emma, look." He was staring at the wall. The light was gathering, forming a shape, the faint outline of a doorway, tall and narrow. It shimmered like the surface of deep water. Behind it, something moved. Something watching. "Don't go near it," Emma said. But Henry stepped closer, as if drawn by invisible threads. "Henry, stop." He didn't. He reached out. His fingertips touched the glowing surface. The light exploded. For a moment, the whole room was blinding white. Then, silence. When Emma's vision cleared, Henry was gone. The glowing doorway still shimmered faintly, but there was nothing beyond it, only the blank stone wall. "Henry." Her voice broke against the walls. swallowed by the hum that had become louder, sharper, almost screaming now. She stumbled back, her lantern flickering weakly to life again. The chair in the center of the room had moved. It was now facing her. And on it lay a small object, a rusted brass key. Slick with seawater. Emma's trembling hand reached for it. When she lifted it, the hum stopped. Everything fell silent again. But as she looked at the key, she saw a faint engraving along its spine, a name. Her name. Her heartbeat thundered in her ears. She turned toward the hidden doorway, where Henry had disappeared. "Where did you go?" she whispered. The walls answered with a faint drip, drip, drip. Then, a whisper, soft and distant. "Find me, before the tide returns." The light from the lantern dimmed again, leaving only a thin circle of glow around her. Emma backed away slowly, her feet slipping on the damp stone. She turned and ran, the key clutched tightly in her hand. Behind her, the iron door creaked shut on its own. The hum began once more, faint, rhythmic, almost like a lullaby. And as the last sliver of light disappeared through the crack, a voice whispered from the other side. "She has the key now. The sea will call her next."